will understand your humidity. This is the next abiotic factor. Here you see only you have to remember some examples like which insect prefers high relative humidity, which insect prefer less relative humidity with some ranges, like those things only you have to remember, nothing else. No specific concept is there, nothing like that, only you have to remember. So listen, first is your if high relative humidity will be there, that means that will induce BPH. In case of rice, what is BPH? BPH is your brown plant hopper. Okay, what is that? BPH is your brown plant hopper. Okay, that is the abbreviation or the common name of BPH. Okay, this is a major pest of rice. Understood? So, and high relative humidity also induces your aphids in case of other crops. You can take crops, you can take vegetables. If relative humidity will be more, the aphid population will be more. In case of termites, what will happen? They prefer even more higher humidity, that is your 90 to 95% RH. But in case of you see groundnut leaf miners, they prefer low relative humidity. That means here you can identify termites, BPH, aphids. They prefer high relative humidity, but in case of your leaf miners, they prefer low relative humidity. That's all. You have to chronologize these things in your mind like this. Which insects prefer high humidity, which insect prefer low humidity, that's all. It may come in the short question. Okay, there are no definite range for this, but still humidity affect your speed of development, fecundity, color, all of the things. How color I will tell you at the end. Okay, if the water content of the body is high, inside the body water is more and outside dry air is flowing, that means both, it is maintaining the temperature inside and outside. Outside temperature is more, inside the temperature is less, then what will happen? The development will be somewhat more optimum. Yes or no? Because it is regulating some equilibrium. Okay, in case of your locust, okay, what happens? If the relative humidity will be more, that is your 70% relative humidity, they will mature quickly, their sexual maturation will be speed, quickly they will sexually mature, that means they will become adult very speedily, and their fecundity will be increased, that means the number of eggs laid, that means the fecundity will be increased if relative humidity will be equal or more than 70% relative humidity in case of locust. Like this you have to remember. Now coming to your rhinoceros beetle, there what happens? They develop dark chitin in moist air and light chitin in dry air. You see it is written as moist air. Okay, moist air means what? Surrounded by the insect, the temperature is somewhat more, means less. Yes or no? Moist air. That means somewhat coolness is there. So what the insect need to do for survival? They must observe the heat. To observe the heat, what must be the color of the body? They must be darker. So what they will do? They will try to become darker in color by making their chitin darker. Getting my point? Why? You should know why for everything. Okay. Then suppose in case of dry air, insect is there and surrounded by it, dry air is flowing. That means what? Somewhat the temperature will be more. That means they need to cool down their body. Yes or no? So how to reflect the temperature? They must be whiter so that they can reflect the temperature, reflect the radiation. Getting my point or not? That's why they will become light in color in case of dry air. The chitin will be modified. Okay. But is just like your water content, high humidity also favors the spread of diseases in insect. No specific range is there, but still some higher limit is there, some lower limit is there. It is for everything. Yes or no? So this is all about your humidity, which is required for your course. Even so many other points are there, important points are there, but that is not for your basic course. It is sufficient for that. I hope you understood, and if any kind of doubt is there, then you can ask in the comment box. Thank you. Have a nice day.